This is our barbell deadlift. This is one of the big three movements that is really targeted your posterior chain, which is your hamstrings, your glutes, your back, and you will have core and quads that do come into this movement. It's basically a full body exercise. So the barbell deadlift, we're going to start from the floor. We want to make sure we have Olympic size plates, which are these bigger plates here. They're all the same size. They're like the bumper plates, because that's going to be a set height off the floor, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to address the bar. We're going to step in. We want to be about hip far apart with our feet, okay? Then from there, the really big thing with the deadlift here is we want to make sure that we're neutral and tight, okay? What I mean by neutral is neutral spine. So we want to think shoulder blades are down, nice and tight, depressing your shoulder blades. Hands are over here, keeping it close to us. We're going to hinge back like this, grabbing the bar. We're going to do what's called taking the slack out of the bar. Tight, pushing away with our legs. And we're just staying tight in the upper body. We're not trying to pick it up with our arms. Pushing away with the legs, okay? So it's predominantly a leg drive exercise. You're not thinking so much about hip hinging. You're thinking about actually pushing away. Yes, the hip hinge is part of the movement, but we're thinking about pushing away from the floor, okay? Now, probably one of the most important things as a beginner who are learning the deadlift for the first time is this concept of taking the slack out of the bar, okay? And what that means is if you hear that, it's basically the moment before the bar starts to catch the weight, okay, where it lifts it off the floor. Now, if you try and yank that really quickly, what can happen is not so much at lighter weight, but at heavier loads, it can move you forward very quickly. And it's not very efficient, and you can tend to hurt yourself. So with the deadlift, we want to make sure that we take the slack out of the bar, but also our body. And what I mean by that is we want to take some of the load in our body before we actually push away from the floor and complete the movement. We want to actually engage our body. Like I can tighten up really hard, but that doesn't really mean anything. I want to actually hold about 50% of the weight in my legs, in my back, tight before I go, and then push, okay? Rather than trying to yank it like this. And that's where deadlifting really gets a bad name for itself, is because people just don't know how to do it right. So making sure we're taking the slack out first. Give you another demo here. That breath in, slack out the bar, slack out the body, holding that weight, push through that. That is our barbell deadlift.